What up? What up? It's the 5th. Um, it's a decent afternoon. It's not really busy, but I'm outside. It's Saturday, so maybe tonight. Um, I should probably brace myself tonight. It's already 7, so either I'm gonna be going inside soon, but most likely I'll be out here hanging out, um, getting a few extra dollars. But I don't know. I think I put a lot of my energy into earlier. I was talking about a lot of things that, um, you know, it's not quite ready. I mean, I probably don't. It's too personal for the channel. Although I do want to get personal here, but I wouldn't just want to put something out there for anybody to stumble upon. Because people try to figure things out by association. Because I still have a life where I keep my business and away from, that's probably one of the best things I got going for me. Not too many people know my business. I mean, they think they know, but not really. So, yeah, I burn a lot of energy just kind of talking into my voice note diary. These days, you got to keep one of those going. But I am planning on doing a very thoughtful video titled "I'm Not Gonna Cry This Time." 5 years ago, I'll just give it a quick backstory. 5 years ago, when I was doing this on camera, it felt more personal because I would upload it on Instagram, and at the time I had like maybe 2,200 followers, but maybe like I would post it in the morning and delete it by the afternoon. So it was like a bunch of post and delete. But like I said, it felt a little personal because I couldn't help but speak with people that was on my mind. So when I would overanalyze what I was saying, it felt like, it felt so in tune with personal things I had going in my mind. And I felt hurt. I felt vengeful. And at the time, but in hindsight, I realized that it took me 25 years to build a victim mindset. And that was 2020. 5 years later, I feel like I have bulldozed that structure, and now I'm in the process of rebuilding. Because I'm not a victim by any stretch, I went through the process of grief, all of that. Just kind of didn't know what angle to take. I blame my mother, but I've been in control for quite a while. If anybody was a negative effect on me, God didn't leave me in that space for too long. So I can't blame anybody, but at the time, those feelings were real to me. They were true. And but it wasn't beneficial at all. Like, I've been on my own for quite a while. Luckily, I've had a caring grandmother on both sides. For short term, they both partake up until I was 13. But at 13, living with my father, besides the part where he had to discipline me because he had to go pick me up from a precinct. He was never really on my ass like that. I will say though, in hindsight, he always did lead by example. He wasn't out here doing negative shit. He was just, living a regular life. He wasn't trying too hard to be a father, and I never needed that either, because by the time I was with him, I was already my own person. Circumstances, she couldn't be there, but it's not my job to blame him. Just like it wasn't I had no right to blame my mother. I had no right to blame my father, especially later on. Like, I was 25 feeling bad because of things that happened when I was a child. So, I mean, if I speak to a therapist, I know quite sure they would tell me it's okay. Maybe not. I don't know. But ultimately, it would just be like, personally, I'm like, the biggest thing I did for myself was getting over those grief, those feelings, those entitlements, And I did question those people, Was it? I don't want to miss. 12 years ago, I approached my father, so, but I still didn't get the answer that I needed, And, but yeah, I try to keep that story as short as possible. So I'm going to do a piece that says I'm not going to cry this time, because not that I need to explain it to others, but I did take a hiatus after that fact. Like, I did break down, but it wasn't even pertaining to those. Those were weighing heavy on me, but then it was like the way my friendship went about it. Like, I wasn't able to create proper relationship. Subconsciously, I think I treated people as if they were disposable. And then at some point, when I got older, I was like, whoa, just looking at my trademark, I'm like, people won't forget things as you would think. Like, I feel like in the past, I treated as that. Like, I was the only one with a long memory. And, well, maybe I was thinking about it more often than others, but just the feeling of watching people moved on from whatever fallout we had. Like, nobody was really trying to mend things, where I'm just like, man, I thought I meant something to others, but it really felt like people moved on, and I felt like I was left behind. Once again, that built the hole. That's when the water was up to my neck, and thankfully, I think I pulled the drain before I could drown in this thing. So I'm not going to cry this time. I'm going to articulate myself. I'm going to be able to move on without living in the past. So this is I'm not going to cry this time preview, But I will do an actual video. It may be an hour long, But it's going to be a great piece, Hopefully I could get the right equipment and the right positioning to make this something that that's remarkable, because I've really been through some things that I worked through. I did not brush under the rug. So for that, I feel like it's my job to share, because there's a lot of other people that has gone through things or going through things that if I could reach to them, or they could stumble upon this one at the right time, we could help each other out for real. So I'm not gonna make this too long. This is my upload for the day. And if I come back with something else, I hope it's because I really have something to say, not to just be grifting, if I'm using the right properly. So have a good weekend, guys. This is an everyday thing, so I'll see you again on Sunday, or you'll see me again on Sunday, but this is my presence for now. Peace.